What's up, Buck fans? Real Bucks Talk back yet again with another Victory Monday live stream. So the Bucks won 28-10 over the Denver Broncos. Again, it's a lesser of a team that we should have probably won and dismantled, which we almost pretty much did. But overall, plus, what were your initial thoughts? Again, guys, I know the Lightning are on. We're going to try and make this quick, but hopefully enjoyable. If you don't know already, I'm Mark. This is Mike. Let's get it going.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good win, get to 2-1 and, bounce, get two consecutive wins. And I thought the defense, again, took the game over. I mean, they pretty much dominated that game, had, I think, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, forced fumbles. They did a lot of good things. So, defensively, it was a really good showing. I think offensively, again, strong first half. That's something that the Bucs have done very well. Start fast. I think they've outscored their opponents in the first quarter 31-0. So that shows you that they're getting off to fast starts and they're getting early leads, which is a good thing. Still got to work on that second half, be a little bit more cleaner in that area. But hey, it's another win. It's a game, like you said, that we should have won, and we did. So that's important. And now you go into week 4 to have another opportunity to get to 3-1 now. So really good start so far for the season for the Bucs, and it's a good win for them. And hopefully we can continue, to take that next step and that next level that we're looking for.
I mean, let's talk about this first of all. Like, I know we want to talk about Brady and the offense, and everyone wants to mention that first. I first want to talk about the defense. Let's change it up this time. How awesome do they come out? Guns a-blazing, 6 sacks, I believe, 2 interceptions. I mean, a safety. Special teams contributed with the block punt. I mean, all over the field there was defensive plays to be made. And Antoine Winfield, this dude just keeps getting better and better. I kind of said it. I was live tweeting during the game, and it's just like, how good can this dude get? Like, he's just a ball of muscle flying around the field. And then Sean Murphy-Bunting goes down, and then Zach Jarvis in the chat asking about his injury. But he just fills right on in the slot, and there's like no drop off. It's the damn guy's insane. So, what'd you see from him? I mean, I know what I saw, but what'd you see from him, and what'd you like?
Yeah, I mean, Antoine Winfield, I think, is just showing that he's kind of that missing piece that this defense has really been, not having back there. Obviously we thought it was going to be Justin Evans, but he got hurt. But adding Antoine Winfield in the mix, I think has just been perfect. And, that's why I was so excited when they did draft him back in the draft. I think a lot of Bucs fans were excited because they knew, this guy's just smart. Like, he has a football background, obviously, with his dad being a very good player in his own right. So now Antoine Winfield coming in as a rookie, and he doesn't play like a rookie. I mean, you can tell he watches his tape. I mean, his film study is off the charts because he just knows where to be. Like, he's always in the right spot. I know I don't want to, crown him too early, but he reminds me a lot of Rondé Barber. I mean, just the way he plays. And I know that's very high praise because he's only 3 games in, but I mean, the dude is just, I mean, he's got it. Like, if he stays healthy, he's going to have a very good career because, I mean, he's so athletic. I mean, that play he made on the sack was very impressive to be able to change direction and, stay after it like he did. I mean, he's a consummate pro, and he's always making plays, and the guy's going to be really good. But defense overall, I mean, it's just outstanding in how they play. They're so fast and aggressive. And the only time they weren't aggressive is when they allowed the touchdown before the end of the half. If they continue to, use those A-gap blitzes like they were, I mean, they probably would have shut this team out because every time they blitzed, something good happened. And I think that'll be the game plan going forward, especially with these 2 teams that are coming up for the Bucs on the schedule. A lot of good things. I thought Vita Vea had his best game this year. He played really well. I think the front 7 as a whole has just been playing very good, and that makes it easier for the back 7. Devin White is just an animal. I mean, he's on pace. Did you know that he's on pace for 176 tackles this year? That's insane. Like, I mean, the dude's everywhere.
Give credit to Greg Allman, right? I think he was the one that kind of gave that projection. But right. I mean, I was going to touch on, also Winfield, heady player around the ball, always anticipating things. Did you see the play where Jeff Driscoll it looked like he was trying to throw the ball away, or just it was a weird angle. He just dropped down. If he throws that, Winfield's going to pick that off and take it to the house.
Yeah.
And I think people were like, "Oh, what the hell was that? Like, is that a fumble? Is it an incompletion?"
Yeah, that's the play where Shaq Barrett was after him, right?
Yeah. I think he saw. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he just threw it down to the ground because he knew he was going to mess the hell up, and Winfield's about to take it to the house. And he's always playing with a huge smile on his damn face. Like you can't get mad at him. Imagine after that sack he had, that first sack, he was probably just laughing the whole way, like going to go celebrate with his teammates, and then Jeff Driscoll's just sitting there like, shit, the hell. But I mean, overall, the dude just keep playing what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, there's no arguments on this side of the field, this side of the screen, or anything. Like, and then Mike Edwards, I gave him credit, first interception of his career. Actually caught it one-handed. That was pretty badass. I mean,
it was a nice interception.
We'll go over that once the film comes out early tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, stay tuned for that for Wednesday. Wednesday is always our film breakdowns that come out. It'll probably be Wednesday and Thursday because I know a lot of y'all like seeing that. Before we go on to the next stuff, everyone's just asking what's with these hammies, soft tissue injuries, and then Zach Jarvis says Antoine Winfield just has that it factor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the hammies are definitely disappointing. It just seems like every year we tend to get them, whether it be one guy or the other. It's unfortunate for Chris Godwin because he just got back and then he gets hurt again. So he's probably going to miss some time, and I think they'll take a very conservative approach with him, and hopefully he gets back to 100% quickly. But I think that's one position where we can be okay, without him out there. Then you look at Sean Murphy-Bunting. Yeah. Kind of the same thing. I mean, you hope, it's nothing serious and they can get back quickly, but you don't want to rush it because with hamstrings, they tend to last forever if you don't, properly care for them and take advantage of your healing process. So hopefully the Bucs play it smart that way. And now you have guys, that's why you have guys like Antoine Winfield who can, do multiple things. You put him in the nickel, you can put, Mike Edwards back there. That's why you got the safety depth that you got. And then at corner, you can use guys maybe like, Parnell Motley or Ryan Smith more maybe if you want to use that. So, it's unfortunate, but it's also good to have some depth back there where we can use some guys in different ways. And, maybe we see Tyler Johnson more. I know he got on the field yesterday, had some snaps. You'd like to see him catch that ball, even though it was a penalty on that one play. But yeah, I mean, just it's unfortunate. You got to roll with them, and there's injuries across the league, and we're just fortunate that it's not season-ending injuries. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, you heard Mike Evans say he's been dealing with hamstring injuries since he started football. I mean, since he's been a kid. So, that kind of adds to it. Yeah, soft tissue injuries, people think it's, you just got to stretch. It's also a whole lot more that goes into it. I mean, maybe you're just prone to injuries just based on your posture, based on the way you didn't stretch before you're going on, or it's active stretching. It's not really just, I got to sit there and stretch my hamstrings. I mean, if you're doing that, you're going to lengthen them even more and be at more at risk to tear them. But that's the therapy part of me talking. But I mean, so especially with a high level athlete in a high speed, quick twitch sport as in football, I mean, it's kind of hard to just pigeonhole it down to that. I mean, at least we're not having season-ending injuries like you just said.
Yeah.
Before we go on to the offense, just wanted to touch on a couple more things. Yes, the 6 sacks. Shaq Barrett, I guess a home welcoming party for him. Yeah. Getting to Denver. We kind of touched on that on the defensive film study that he was about to get his. I mean, it was in due time. He was going to eat. They just decided not to double him, I guess, on this one. Ends up with 2 sacks. Like you mentioned, Vita Vea, best game of his 3-game season so far. JPP, Mr. Consistency with his 3rd sack. I mean, just all over the field. And Jordan Whitehead got one. So, I mean, everyone looked good in that front 7, and then you have guys like Winfield and Whitehead contributing from the secondary, just nasty. And even they sent Carlton Davis in on a blitz, and that was the one that I think it was Anthony Nelson clobbered Driscoll, and Levante ended up intercepting it. But it's just how diverse this defense is, how fast they're running to the ball, how much they know where to be. That's the cool thing about it. And I wanted to give them the recognition they deserve because everyone's looking at Tom Brady, Gronk. Oh, what's wrong with this offense? The defense is winning us games. So, I mean, I think we need to start pounding the table more for them because they're just lights out right now. Besides that one time before halftime.
Yeah, the defense, they understand what they're doing now. I think it's everybody's in a better position, so they just know what they're doing, and now it's just playing fast and playing hard-nosed football like they are. I think the front seven, like you were saying earlier, I mean, they're getting that push from Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea. Those guys are making it easier for JPP and Shaq Barrett. And then when you add in those blitzes up the middle, it just creates chaos. And, when you're facing quarterbacks like Jeff Driscoll, who pretty much just got destroyed. Like, he got hit quite often. And I was surprised that he made it out of the game healthy. He got hit pretty hard, like on a lot of different plays and just thrown around. And even if he did get rid of the football, I mean, he was getting hit pretty much nonstop. So, they made it difficult for him, and I like to see that. They didn't give up a lot of, things to the Broncos as far as opportunities, and, the Bucs offense took advantage of what they had in the first half and, pretty much put that game away. And once the safety took place, the game was pretty much over.
Yeah, so one good point that someone in the chat's making is like, Motley's going to rise up. Now he's going to lock some shit up. But if you think about it, opportunistic right now with SMB going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they're saying Winfield's going to move over, but the thing is, you're going to have to bring up a secondary player. We're all wondering when he's going to get his opportunity. I mean, this could be it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to you're going to force feed Winfield to just only play nickel. I wouldn't think.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Miley was dressed yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he got in on special teams. I'm sure he, may played some snaps there. I'll have to look at the snap chart, but I think Miley definitely will get an opportunity. Because like you said, you can't have Winfield in the slot all the time, especially if teams go 4 wide receivers. You got to have an extra corner in there. So, there's going to be opportunity for him to make some plays.
Yeah, just some funny things in the chat, and then. We'll talk about Kappas later. Let's finish on the defense first. Yeah, people were mentioning a lot on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, Devin White, monster. I don't like that he got... he let a guy get behind him on an all-out blitz, which was not smart. But yeah, then he ended up making the play, but that's just him being a monster. Right. Overall, defense, you did it. Jamel Dean, according to NFL.com, led us in tackles. I highly doubt that. But with that said, let's move over to the offense since everyone wants to mention the offense. So
yeah.
Go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, again, they started off quick. You get that, the block punt, and then they're able to convert it into a touchdown. They find Chris Godwin, who makes a nice play. It was actually, I was really pleased with the, some of the play design in this game using the clear outs. They had guys clearing and then guys coming underneath that open space. So I really like seeing that. That was the first, touchdown to Godwin. They did a good job of just clearing that space, Godwin making an out to that open area, and then making a play and getting in the end zone. So that was good. They did that a couple of times to Gronkowski as well, finding space over the middle. So they actually got the tight ends involved, which was good. And then they had a couple, drive stall here and there. You had a knockdown pass in the first half on a 3rd and short. And then other than that, I mean, I thought they moved the ball pretty well in the first half. You end up getting a big play down to Scotty Miller, and then you get down to the goal line. That sets up the, short pass to Mike Evans on the screenplay. And then, you come back a series later and cap that off with another touchdown to Mike Evans in the fade route. And so they did a lot of good things offensively, I thought, in the first half. Running the ball, I thought, was better, especially in the later part of the game.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the play selection was more aggressive. They had more passes on first down, which I like to see. So there were some good things there offensively. And
not on that 1st and 20.
No,
the
not
first
on
occasion. Forgive me.
Not on the. Yeah, I mean, again, they still got to find ways to be better in the second half. You only get, I think, 3 points on offense, and then you're adding, the the safety that they got. So yeah, I mean, there's still room for improvement. Brady was missing some things on timing routes. There was one deep pass that he missed on, to Scotty Miller. There's a couple passes he missed in the end zone to Mike Evans and Gronkowski on like corner routes that he either underthrew or overthrew.
The thing is timing. It's just
it's timing. a lot of it's timing. And then there's a couple times where he held the ball too long and took a sack. So, there's little things in the offense that he will get better at, as more reps get accumulated and he gets better awareness of where guys are going. But overall, not a bad day for the offense. I would just like to see better things from the management stand of things, like, the coaching. Like, you can't burn 2 timeouts on a challenge when you're gonna just go for it eventually. Right. Like, just line up in 4th and 1, give the ball to Fournette. You got a first down. You still have your timeouts. Like, you can't do stupid things like that, especially against better football teams like Green Bay and Kansas City and
coming up fast. Green Bay.
Yeah. So even Oakland, you can't do that against teams like that. So that has to be better. And then, play selection and aggressiveness needs to be more amped up. Like, got to use more play action. You got to use better consistency, especially in down and distance. Like, if it's 1st and 20, throw the damn football. Like, don't run a draw play that is just going to go nowhere. Like, sure. I mean, every once in a while you can break one and get the first down, but it just doesn't happen. So, just certain things like that. It has to be more consistent, and know that what works in your run game, like north and south runs work. You can't run the stretch plays. They just don't work for this team whatsoever. So it's just little things like that needs to be better going forward.
Okay, you touched on literally everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I kept going.
Let's break it down one thing at a time. So
yeah.
Tom Brady, let's jump over to here. So we mentioned this in the last podcast. If you all were here, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. The Jameis Winston jump. So this is Jameis Winston, yes. So last year, first year under Bruce Arians, first 2 games were subpar. I mean, lackluster. And then week 3, he just blows up. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 300 yards. Week 4, blows up again. And then Jameis becomes Jameis again. But you look over to Tom Brady, first 2 games, lackluster. We're saying, well, if we follow what we can only go base off of, which is Jameis' last year, first 2 games would be kind of subpar. 3rd game, he should start understanding things. And it seems like that happened. Almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Finally, a QB rating over 100. Those 2 sacks, I honestly attribute totally to him. He had plenty of time this game. Plenty of time. Considering the guys that he had coming up against him. And they were trying to bring pressure. It got stopped a lot of the times. Like, to me, I saw them pick up so many damn blitzes. It wasn't even funny. And then Brady's sitting there holding it. So, Brady does deserve some ridicule. I mean, earlier on, it is him still learning. But still, get rid of the ball. I mean, don't be that statue that a lot of people were trying to call you. Those 2 sacks were back-to-back. And it was both times within the 20 where he's just kind of waiting. It's not like it was an immediately someone got beat. So, in my opinion, the O-line did fine. Just fine. Brady, although better, some of the timing routes, like you mentioned, Mike Evans on a comeback route, he just threw it. I don't know where the hell he threw it to. That's probably just a timing issue. He threw it probably earlier than Evans knew to come back. Again, the Gronkowski throwing him out of the damn end zone. That's a timing. Yeah. I mean, that's timing and placement probably, but I don't know how the hell Gronk got to that ball. Like, that was amazing by Gronk. Yeah. And Gronk, I can't wait to see the coach's film because that dude was flying on some of those plays. So Gronkowski's speed is there. I was surprised to see that. I think they probably had to have game planned something in there for him. He said I'm blocking tight end way too many damn times. But overall, Brady, I know I may have been downing a little bit, but still, this is part of the process of learning. He's not throwing interceptions. Yeah, maybe he took 2 sacks inside the 20. Okay, I don't like that. But he's going to have to take time to get the timing down. I did like, you mentioned, we did some easier routes where you saw Chris Godwin come across the field. If he's on a linebacker, easy decision. Right? I mean, that's flat out, okay, I know where I'm going immediately. We need to do more stuff like that. Or Gronk in the middle, one-on-one. Obviously. OJ, one-on-one. Obviously. And yes, I saw it in the chat, guys. That OJ catch was disgusting. It was a brutal dismantle of a player's soul. Just he tackled him and took the ball in. So that was kind of cool. And OJ, I mean, I don't know if it's his confidence up and down, but he's just so... if he gets his confidence up a little bit, he can be such a good damn player. But overall, Brady, to me, I like what I saw. He's improving. He himself knows that it's the timing. It's just understanding space in the scheme. I'm not worried. I think a lot of people with this age crap, it's going to happen. And he's not a machine. Okay, guys? Yes, he's a great quarterback. That misplaced ball to Scotty Miller deep, yeah, it was misplaced. I mean, he's not going to be perfect. It's just not going to be that way every damn time. So I understand that what's going on. It's just I'm still going to give it time. At least this is against teams that are winnable.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he definitely played better. I thought he did a lot of good things still in this game. You know, you got the 3 touchdowns, you got the big lead early, like they, done the past couple of weeks. Granted, these are against bad football teams, but that's what you have to do. You have to take advantage of who's on your schedule, and you have to win these games. So he did some good things. I like, especially some of the, like I was talking about, the play designs and being able to clear guys out, hitting the guys underneath, and then, making plays down the sideline. He had a lot of good passes. O.J. Howard, Chris Godwin on a back shoulder pass.
He hit Scotty on a deep pass, too.
Yeah, Scotty was a perfectly, placed ball. Great catch by Scotty as well. So there's a lot of good things. I like the Scotty Miller pass that he had late, coming across over the middle. Throws it right over the linebacker, even though it came up short on the 3rd and long. But there were some good things. And then, the second half was just mix of penalties. We had too many penalties on, like, consecutive drives, whether it be holding or, false starts or what have you, hands to the face. So
Kapler
that was
got 2 flags on 1 play.
Yeah. So
jeez.
Yeah. So stuff like that, we got to find a way to eliminate. You only had, I think, 2 flags in the first half, and then you had 7 in the second half. So, that pretty much killed drives. You had deflected passes that ended drive. You had drop passes by Mike Evans that stopped a drive. So there's a lot of things that kind of backfired on the offense in the second half. It wasn't a lack of not being aggressive. I thought they did some good things to be aggressive. There was a lot more play action called. There's a lot more first down passes thrown out there. So there's some good things. And then, at the end of the game, I thought Ronald Jones ran really well to close that game out, after the Mike Edwards interception. So there's like 3.5 minutes or so, and he pretty much ran that clock out, which was nice. So that was positive. Offensive line, I thought overall played pretty well.
Before we go over to that, let's just big talking point. The system, how some people hate the system, some people like the system. Play calling, you always talk about sequencing. I just want to let you expand on that, but I wanted to make one quick point. The 2 drives where we're inside the 20, and we do this shit all the time, and it's pissing me off. We go 11 personnel. We spread them out wide. We're inside the 20. We're damn near inside the 15. And you're spreading out wide. Like we're in the 50. We have all this space to use. Yeah. Use those monster 3 tight ends you've had. You did it the first damn game. And it worked perfectly. And now you're not doing it again. That's what upsets me. You have 3 monsters to use and you're not doing it. That is a misuse of your personnel right there. Do not get that. That is all coming from your play caller. Tom Brady's not saying, bring me the 3 tight ends. He's going to send out a group, and Brady's supposed to find a mismatch with that.
Yeah.
Bring it all in, so everyone has to come in, and then push out after. So then you're going to see what's going to go on. Plus, you give the play action fakes. You're using everything to your advantage. Why the hell we didn't do it there, I don't know. We do play action at the 50. Yeah. But that, and now I'm going to let you expand on that to your point. But before, guys, there's a lot of people in the chat, and you haven't done this yet. I'm upset with you. Come on now. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it. And you're already commenting, so let's keep going. Better hit it. I'm talking to you, Raven.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, to your point, as far as the 11 personnel or whether it be 10 personnel or, whether they go empty set, it's just understanding down and distance, knowing what the situation is. There was too many times yesterday where they had third and short and they go empty for whatever reason. Like that is just uncalled for. Have a running back there with Tom Brady, give some illusion of play action or, some illusion of a run might happen to fool the defense. When you go empty, I mean, they know it's a pass. So that's why the defensive linemen know to get their hands up because, they know Tom Brady's going to be throwing the ball. So I don't agree with some of, the formations and the personnel groupings that they've been throwing out there. And like I said, or like you said, Mark, when they have, these tight ends, and they did use them more yesterday, that was a better utilization of them. But yeah, especially when you get in the red zone.
But in the red zone, that's when you use them the most.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, you got to utilize them, and especially OJ Howard, where he can win like he went down the sideline there, with that big pass play. So you got to use those guys, and you got to use play action, and you got to be just more unique in how you're creative and how you create space. And I just don't feel like the Buccaneers do that to the best of their ability right now. That could change going forward. I hope it does. But yeah, it's got to be better in how we utilize personnel and formations given the situation or the down and distance, because third and short, that should be automatic with this team, especially when you have guys like we have that can, win in space and win with their size and speed. So that's got to be a given. And that keeps drives alive. And especially in the red zone, like you said, you got to be able to, be better down there and not have to, come up with a 3rd and 10 play where Godwin gets open because you clear guys out and, he has to make a great play on the goal line there. It should be more easier and more effective.
Yeah, it's pretty much you can't throw to the tight end like with BA. Oh, we don't throw to the tight ends.
Mhm.
The quarterback sees it to that player. Well, if the tight end's on the field, he's not going to get the damn ball. So
Right.
start putting him on the damn field. That's not just drawing it up for him. It's just drawing it up for any player. I mean, they could all center on the tight ends, grouped in the middle, thinking it's going to be a run, and Mike Evans is one-on-one. Again, use your guys to the best of their ability and set them up for success. I mean, that's all you have so many of them. Mm-hmm. Just use them correctly because you can. I mean, just because you have a shiny new knife, you could be a freaking moron in the end of it and not know how to use it. So,
yeah,
you can stab yourself pretty much. But this is us talking, and we just won the game 28-10. It's just more of us seeing the potential what this team can be, and yes, noticing the little things that could be critiqued of like coaching, like we're mentioning, sequencing, play calling, and then Brady actually getting it with a flow, getting everything to run accordingly like he was in New England.
Yeah. Yeah, and to your point, I mean, yeah, we did win the game, and that's what matters most. I mean, you are 2-1, you're in first place in the division, which is awesome. But as we move forward, and as you get, into your tougher part of your schedule, and how teams will get better, and how teams will analyze your offense, and there will be actual tape on your team. They're going to study this, and they're going to realize, what our weaknesses and what our strengths. So it's important for your offense to continue to evolve. And same thing with the defense. The defense has to continue to get better week in and week out. But, that's why we're not so worried about, said Tom Brady, because we feel like he is going to improve as he gets more reps and timing with these guys in the offense. But really, that's my biggest fear is this coaching staff holding this team back because they can't get out of their own head of the said system instead of just saying, hey, let's attack a player that we feel is weaker than what we're throwing out there, and we can attack that weakness consistently. Let's just go after that guy, and let's continue to find ways to beat it. And whether that's moving Mike Evans around inside or outside, or moving Chris Godwin, somewhere, or OJ Howard, Gronk, move these pieces around and find the matchup that you want and continue to attack it. It's really that simple. And they did it a couple times yesterday. That was really nice to see. But you just like to see that consistently being applied in the game plan.
And you mean that like almost on an every down basis. I mean it more run your system and then
No, not at every down basis. It's just knowing, it's applying it to certain situations.
Yeah, situational football. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Understanding what the down and distance is and knowing, hey, I need a certain amount of yards. Let's do this because it's 100% going to work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're bringing analytics into what you see on the field. I mean,
Right.
hey, but that's a long conversation. So people were mentioning the O line. I think overall the O line they did well. I mean, I know everyone hates Donovan Smith. Some people hate Kappa.
Right.
They did well. I mean, they gave
Yeah, I
up
mean
two
the
sacks.
one yeah, the one bad thing is the penalties. They got to
Yeah,
clean
that's
up.
bad.
Yeah, that's bad. But overall, from a blocking standpoint, they did pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, he had time to throw. When did you
Mhm.
really see him get hit besides those two sacks?
Right.
And then it was just the knockdown passes. Yes, the O line could kind of push him down or do something, but I mean, they did their job. It's
Right.
Brady's job to either throw the ball away, especially when he's sitting there looking, just stepping up in the pocket. I mean,
Hmm.
throw it away. I mean, then again, he's just wondering how much his O line can. He's testing these guys. How long can I hold it?
Right.
And he'll be the first one to say my O line's doing well. I mean, he did, and he is Mr. Consistency though. Like these numbers, like oh, if it's gonna show up. Oh, not even gonna show up now. Cool. But like 65% completion percentage, 25 for
Right.
38. Like that's it's so consistent.
Mhm.
But I mean, moving forward, O line did well. Wirfs, he said I saw Wirfs at left tackle for a few plays.
I don't recall
I don't
that.
recall that at all.
Yeah.
If maybe so Wells, I don't know if
Yeah.
it was Wirfs.
I'll have to
But,
watch that again.
If it is, I'll claim me wrong, I guess. But yeah, the O line did their job. Yes, they need to do better in the running game. That kind of gets us over to that. Running game, they don't have the greatest of push, but when they had to do it, when it mattered to run the clock out, like you mentioned, they
Mhm.
could do it. It wasn't big
Yeah.
gushing runs, but and the one run we did have that was good got called back because a penalty. So, I mean, it's better than last year because last year we didn't do shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is something to improve on. But we're never going to be associated with a running team. We're not going to be the Ravens. We're not going to be the 49ers. So
Just not our
those
style.
hoping to be that, that's not going to be us. Yes, we may have an occasional 100-yard day from one of our running backs, but I don't think it's going to be the norm.
Right.
Anything?
No, I agree. I agree with that. Run game. What the Bucs need to do is just keep it simple. Run north and south. Run your power. Run your duos where you're double teaming. Down and getting the linebacker. And I would cut out the east and west stuff. It's just not working. You allow too many penetration on those type of plays. The running backs don't really run it very well. So run to the left and run to the right, but run it off guard or, run those C gaps and B gaps. That's where you need to attack. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, so John Haynes, that autocorrect, my brother. He put Clark is going to have a big game against the Chargers. He goes, damn it, autocorrect, Gronk. Hey, Gronk could be slowly coming out. I mean, that's another team that very winnable game, but I mean, let's make sure all the points of the offense are done before we jump over there. I mean, let's just see if it'll work this time, and it does not. But yeah, like Rojo ended up with 53 yards, 13 carries. I mean, our leading receiver was Scotty Miller, 3 catches, 83 yards. I guess, and then again, he's spreading the ball around everywhere. That's Tom Brady doing what he does. I still am blown away by Mike Evans, 2 catches, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That is perfect. That's being efficient. Like that is, getting the numbers that you need and being very productive with it. So, I mean, he's already off to, 4 touchdowns for the year. That's his fastest start, I think, as far as touchdowns go in 3 games. So that's really good. Yeah, I mean, I expect Mike continue to, he's going to put up bigger numbers as the weeks go on, especially with Brady, just finding that consistency with him. So, yeah, I mean, offense overall, just to sum it up a little bit, I thought they did a lot of good things. There's still some things that you got to clean up, penalties and, just timing of the offense, I think is going to get better. But, they did what they had to do. They scored touchdowns. They got off to a big lead, and that's really all they needed against a team that we pretty much knew weren't going to score very much points, especially with the injuries that they had on that side of the ball. And our defense was pretty much controlling the whole game throughout. So they did what they had to, and that's winning the football game. And that's what we have to be proud of. And now you got a chance to, stack up W's here going forward. And now it's very important that they take advantage of it, because these are teams that, they pretty much should beat.
Yeah, and it's something John Haynes in the chat said. He said, we're winning the games we're supposed to win, that we haven't had the luxury in a long time.
Right.
So
playing more team football.
Yeah, team football, limiting the mistakes. Someone, I think it was Locked On Bucs, said it, that we're winning because we're just limiting turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I agree and disagree. Yes, we're limiting turnovers, but we're also have a damn top 10 defense, if not top 5. That's just not allowing the other side to do anything. They're just punting, fumbling, getting sacks all over the field. I mean, this defense is humming right now, so it's huge. It's a massive difference from last year to this year. So it's not just one area. There's a whole team. Even the special teams did well. Mickens had some good returns.
Yeah,
special team, special player, right?
Yeah, special teams started it off with the block punt. That pretty much started off, the game and the positive way. They're doing their job. Kickers making their kicks. Punters, doing their job as far as kicking the football. Coverage is good.
That's huge. So, kickers making their kicks is huge.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So, much improved from that week 1 disaster that the special teams had. So, a lot better in that area, and hopefully that continues. And they're just playing team football. It's complementary football all around, and that's what we need to be successful going forward.
God. Well, Mike Edwards semi made up for it. But let's quickly touch on the Chargers, since everyone wants to mention that really quick. So, yes,
definitely.
Very much a game winnable. The Carolina Panthers, which we just won last week, semi could have stomped them. They beat the Chargers this week. Mm-hmm. And this is the Panthers. Everything's new. They're not going home in like we are. And the Chargers lose 21-16 to them. And then they have Justin Herbert starting, a rookie quarterback.
Right.
Imagine a rookie against this guns a-blazing defense right now. So it is stop Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen. I'm ready for that showdown. I hope there's some crap talking all over Twitter between Keenan Allen and Mike Evans this week.
You gotta feel that Mike Evans is going to be
up. Are they?
There
up?
We go.
Let me get it. Woo! Yeah, they're up 1-0. Good. All right, go ahead. Yeah, they're up.
Let's do it. We got to win tonight. Get that championship. But yeah, I mean, looking at the Chargers, I mean, they pretty much were down pretty much the whole game against the Panthers. Panthers pretty much controlled that football game from, start to finish. They showed a lot of speed on defense that the Panthers have, and it gave a lot of trouble to the Chargers. They had their moments when they made some good plays. Obviously, Keenan Allen had some good plays. He had over 100 yards, and Austin Eckler is dangerous when in an open field. He can make guys miss. So, but looking at this matchup, I think the Bucs have the advantage. I think Mike Evans is going to be ready, like you said, with the trash talking, and I think he's going to have a good day. I think if the Bucs offense can just play smart like they did the last couple of weeks and protect the football, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be able to put up some points against the Chargers defense because they are banged up as well. They have a lot of injuries, no Derwin James, no Melvin Ingram. So a lot of key players are out for that team on defense. Offensively, again, they're missing their starting quarterback. They have, Justin Herbert in there as a rookie. And that's the big thing. Like, he's a rookie, and Todd Bowles knows how to beat rookies. Like, he just knows how to get in their head and get after them and make it pretty much miserable for them as an offense. So I like the Bucs' chances. I don't think it's going to be an easy game because the Chargers are well coached, but I think the Bucs have a very good shot of winning and going to 3-1 because, frankly, they're just the better team and they're more healthy and they just got more talent.
Yeah, and I think you touched on Melvin Ingram's hurt.
Yeah, he's out.
So he's out too. So that's one of their best outside rushers. You just got Joey Bosa to worry about.
Right.
And
he's still really good.
Yeah, still very good. But at least it's one, not two guys coming around there.
Yeah.
And Donovan Smith, I know people hate him. You better step up your game. I mean, there's never a day off for him. when it
No.
comes to fans or an edge rusher coming after him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so let me touch on a couple things here in the chat. Robert Fief, I think it is, said the coach said tonight that the tight ends were used when Mike was double teamed. I talked to Plus about this. I don't know if I mentioned it in the podcast or in the live stream. I don't necessarily know if I believe fully of that. Because, yes, you could say that every damn game then.
Right.
Mike Evans is doubled. Then why didn't you go to him against the Saints? Why didn't you go against the Panthers? Like, Mike Evans is going to get doubled. They're going to shade a safety over him all the time. I mean, look what happened to the first touchdown to Chris Godwin. Gronk was doubled.
Yeah.
So that's what opened Chris Godwin, not Mike Evans getting doubled. So, I mean, I could say that about any damn play, probably. Any player. So, I mean, someone's going to get doubled. It's just pick your poison. I think it's more scheming them open. Tom Brady's going to learn sometimes where, okay, this may be my first read, but I'm going to look it off fast and just go over to a guy I know is going to be open. And that, again, comes with time.
Yeah.
Someone in the IFM said Levante David plus Devin White equals Superman. For some reason, it reminded me of, oh my gosh, what's the movie with Keanu Reeves in, oh my gosh.
The Matrix or John Wick?
Where it's the two guys. The new movie just came out. The blonde guy.
Bill
and Ted's Wild Adventure.
Yeah.
Do you remember the two little guys that made Station? I'm picturing Levante David and Devin White just jumping into each other and becoming Station. And just destroying everyone that they see that comes in their path. Sorry that you don't get the joke, but it's just hilarious in my mind. Let's keep going down the line. Everyone playing well on defense except for Murphy Bunting. He hasn't had any good plays. Well, he's had some good plays. Homeless Andy said that. Yeah, he had a lot of good. He just hasn't come down with the ball, or there was a flag when he came down with the ball, and now he's hurt, so now he can't show it. And he's very good in the run game, very good in nickel. So he was doing good before he got hurt, buddy.
Yeah, Murphy Bunting's been fine.
Yeah, John Haynes. That's why they didn't execute in the second half. Because they knew their defense was going to take care of business. They're going to explode, and they're going to execute in the second half coming up. That is something they just got to fix. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that you see nothing but punt in the second half. In the first half, there's a whole laundry list of plays and stuff that they're doing. Some of it's penalties. I would never, ever say, just let my defense do it. Hell no. Brady needs to be taking these reps to get better for later in the season. This is his practice time, especially if we're up that much. And there's never, ever pull back. You better keep that pedal to the metal because guess what? The Giants game last year. So I'd never want that mentality. I want the Patriots mentality here. That's what I want. And I think that's what Brady and Gronk kind of know and they're trying to instill to this young team.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah, you got to be continuing to attack it, and especially it's going to be important this week against the Chargers. That's a very well coached team. They don't give up. They didn't give up last week against the Panthers. They ended up making that a football game. Just couldn't finish at the end. But yeah, I mean that's very important that you have to be better. You got to play a full 4-quarter game. Like you got to play it all the way through. So. Yeah, scoring points in the second half is going to be critical, especially later in the season where teams scheme better. They know what your tendencies are because they have more game tape. So it's important that you are more balanced that way.
Yeah. Let's see if this works one more again. And dang it. I'll get that working at the end. But, guys, I think we're going to cut this now so we can all catch that Tampa Bay Lightning game. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. It was actually pretty live and popping today. Again, if you haven't noticed, down in the description box, I'm putting stuff like this for y'all to support the channel. Just, if you want to, go ahead. If you don't want to, who the heck cares? It's just more us putting stuff down there just to have fun. And expect Wednesday for another film study. We don't know if it's offense or defense first. You better be there to check it out. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. And until the next one.
Go Bucs, guys. Go Lightning. Let's win that championship.